Hey there. Ever wish you could, build wealth without tracking every single coffee?
Or maybe save, invest, and actually enjoy your money without feeling guilty all the time.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into a book that tackles exactly that. It's a personal finance bestseller.
Hmm.
I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi.
Hmm.
Our mission here is to really unpack how this book, this kind of playbook, can help you turn your paycheck into, well, real financial freedom, a life lived more on your terms.
And what makes this book stand out, I think, is how it deliberately avoids all that typical dry financial advice, the super restrictive budgets.
Yeah.
This is different. It's more of a strategy built around automating things so you can build wealth while actually funding a life you love.
Yeah.
And the core idea, which is pretty powerful, is you really don't need to be some kind of finance whiz to get started. It's designed to be accessible.
Okay, let's unpack that core philosophy then, because
Yeah.
you're right. It's definitely not a boring lecture about, never spending money.
Not at all.
Sethi's idea of a rich life is really personal. He emphasizes that you can get rich and spend, pretty lavishly on the things that genuinely matter to you.
Exactly. It's subjective.
So the book guides you on automating your money, building wealth over time, but crucially, doing it while still enjoying your passions.
And I guess the genius of it is just how accessible it feels. It sort of dismantles that common idea that finance has to be super complicated or even painful. By focusing on these simple, repeatable systems, it removes a lot of that friction, that behavioral stuff that makes people give up on their financial goals.
Makes sense.
You're not just relying on willpower, which, let's face it, fails. You're building a system that just works automatically.
And to help you actually do it, not just read about it, the book gives you this really structured, very actionable 6-week plan.
Yeah, it's very step-by-step.
Less theory, more like a practical roadmap to get you there, to financial freedom. So, week 1, it jumps right into credit cards.
Yep. Often a pain point for people.
Totally. And the habits here are pretty straightforward. Things you might have heard, but maybe you haven't systemized. Pay your balance in full.
Yeah.
Every single month.
For sure.
Never, ever miss a payment. And actually use the rewards you earn. Don't just let them sit there.
Yeah.
If you do this consistently, you're not just avoiding debt traps, you're actively building a strong credit score.
And that score is so important, isn't it, for bigger things down the line, like mortgages, better loan rates.
Exactly. And speaking of making things easy.
Ah, yes. The auto pay tip. It seems so simple, but it's surprisingly powerful. For credit cards, any bills, really.
Tell us about that.
Well, the book really pushes setting up auto pay immediately. It's not just for convenience, though it is convenient. It's like a psychological hack. It just eliminates that nagging worry about due dates. You avoid late fees, interest charges.
Which you get up fast.
Exactly. And it guarantees those on-time payments, which is huge for your credit score.
Yeah.
Just set it and mostly forget it.
Okay, so credit cards handled. Then Ramit moves on to where your money actually lives day to day. Your bank accounts. That's week 2.
Right. And his advice here can feel a bit radical for some people.
Which is?
Basically, ditch the traditional banks, especially if they're hitting you with lots of fees.
Oh yeah, those maintenance fees.
Exactly. Instead, he pushes for opening no-fee online bank accounts. They often have better interest rates, too. It's about optimizing where your money sits.
Yeah, makes sense. Getting rid of unnecessary costs.
And another really key step in week 2, sometimes overlooked, is deliberately separating your accounts.
How so?
Well, the book really champions having distinct accounts. One for your regular spending and then separate ones for your different savings goals.
Like a vacation fund, a house down payment fund.
Precisely. It's not just about being organized, though it helps. It's this powerful mental accounting thing. It gives you incredible clarity and control. You see exactly where each dollar is meant to go.
So it probably helps reduce impulsive spending from the wrong bucket.
Absolutely. You know what's safe to spend.
Okay, this next one, week 3, feels like where things really start to shift towards long-term wealth building. It's about starting to invest.
Yeah, this is where the magic of compounding can really begin. It often feels like the most intimidating step for people, though.
Totally. But the book breaks it down. Open a Roth IRA, if you can. That's the retirement account where money grows tax-free and withdrawals in retirement are tax-free too. Huge benefit.
Huge. Or, if your employer offers one, a 401k. Another great tax-advantaged option.
And the number one piece of advice here, non-negotiable.
Let me guess. The employer match.
You got it. If your employer offers a match on your 401k contributions, you absolutely have to contribute enough to get the full match.
It's literally free money, an instant guaranteed return on your investment. Leaving that on the table is, well, it's painful to think about.
So true.
And this ties right into that famous Ramit Sethi quote, doesn't it? The earlier you start, the richer you become.
Yes. Explain why that's so critical.
It's all about compound interest. It's kind of like a snowball rolling downhill. Your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns.
So it grows exponentially over time.
Exactly. Yeah. And the longer your money has to grow, the more dramatic that effect becomes. Even starting small, maybe just $50 a month. If you start now, it has a much bigger impact long-term than starting later with, say, $200 a month.
Wow.
It really hammers home that it's not about timing the market perfectly. It's about time in the market. Just getting started.
Okay, so week 4. This one feels different. It introduces conscious spending.
Ah, yes. This often surprises people because it seems to go against traditional budgeting advice.
Right. The core idea is don't budget every single penny, which sounds liberating, maybe dangerous.
Huh. Yeah, it challenges that scarcity mindset that budgeting can sometimes create, you know?
Yeah.
Making you feel bad about every little purchase.
So how does it work then if you're not tracking everything?
Well, this is where conscious spending comes in. The idea is to figure out what you truly love spending money on. Ramit calls these your money dials.
Okay. Like travel or eating out or books.
Exactly. Whatever it is for you. And on those things, you should spend lavishly, extravagantly, without guilt.
Really? Lavishly.
Yes. But here's the flip side. On the things you don't particularly care about, you cut back ruthlessly, consciously.
Ah, okay. So if you love books, buy all the books.
Oh.
But if you don't care much about designer clothes, you just don't buy them at all.
Precisely. It's about aligning your spending with your actual values, not some generic budget category. It can be a really profound shift, actually. Spending becomes joyful, not stressful.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so by week 5, we've optimized cards, banks, started investing, figured out spending. Now it's time to automate everything.
Yes. This is where it all comes together and becomes, ideally, effortless.
Describe that flow. How does the money move automatically?
So the ideal setup is your paycheck comes into your checking account. Then automatically, money flows out to pay your bills thanks to that auto pay we set up. Then money automatically moves to your investment accounts, your Roth IRA, your 401k.
Right, paying yourself first.
Exactly. Then money automatically moves to your various savings goals, that vacation fund, the house fund.
Got it.
And then whatever is left in your checking account, that's your guilt-free spending money for the month, for those things you consciously decided you love.
Wow. When you lay it out like that, it sounds incredibly smooth. It removes so much decision-making fatigue.
That's the huge benefit. Connecting it to the bigger picture, automation eliminates so much stress. You don't forget to pay bills or invest. It's like pre-committing to your financial goals. Once it's set up, your money just works for you in the background.
Frees up mental energy.
Totally. Frees you up to focus on, actually living that rich life you're building.
Okay, final week of the plan, week 6. This focuses on long-term investing strategy. This is where the real wealth building happens over decades, right?
Absolutely. This builds on week 3, getting more into the what and how of long-term investing.
And the recommendation is pretty clear. Invest in low-cost index funds.
Yes. These are basically baskets of stocks or bonds designed to mirror a market index, like the S&P 500.
Gives you broad diversification.
At a very minimal cost. Vanguard is often mentioned as a great provider for these types of funds.
And the key mindset here.
Consistency. And ignoring the noise. Just keep investing regularly, month after month, year after year, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Don't panic sell. Don't try to jump in and out.
Tune out the daily headlines, basically.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that core investing principle, supported by tons of evidence. Time in the market beats timing the market.
Say more about that. Why is trying to time the market usually a bad idea?
Well, study after study shows it's incredibly difficult, even for professionals, to consistently predict market movements and get the timing right. You risk missing the best days in the market, which can significantly hurt your long-term returns.
So it's better to just stay invested through the ups and downs.
For most people, yes. That patient, long-term, consistent perspective is absolutely crucial for building significant wealth. Let compounding do its heavy lifting over decades.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. We've gone through the 6 weeks. What are the big takeaways for you, for the listener?
I think the core lessons are pretty clear and honestly quite simple in concept, if not always easy in execution at first.
Like what?
First, automate. Automate your savings, your investments, your bill payments. Make your system do the work.
Okay. Automation is key. What else?
Start now, even if it's small. That $50 a month example, it matters hugely over time because of compounding. Don't wait for the perfect time or amount.
Start small, but start now. Got it. And understand that conscious spending piece too, right?
Absolutely. Know what you love, spend freely there. Know what you don't care about, cut ruthlessly there. Align spending with your values.
Yeah, and I think another big one Revit emphasizes is focusing on the big wins.
Oh, definitely. This is crucial. Spend your energy on things that have a disproportionately large impact.
Like negotiating your salary just once.
Yeah.
Can be worth thousands over years.
Exactly. Or choosing the right low-cost investments, or aggressively paying down high-interest debt. These move the needle far more than, say, agonizing over whether you bought a latte.
Right. Stop sweating the small stuff.
Pretty much. The ultimate goal isn't just to pile up money. It's to build a system where you can enjoy your money today, live that rich life now, while also automatically building serious wealth for the future with way less stress.
It really reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? From deprivation to, well, designing your rich life.
It does.
So if you're listening and you feel ready to finally take control of your money, to live that richer life on your own terms, Ramit Sethi's book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, is honestly a fantastic, very actionable playbook.
It really is. It gives you the steps.
It truly changes the game for a lot of people.
So maybe a final thought to leave listeners with. Given how relatively simple and powerful this automated, values-driven approach is, what's maybe one single step, just one thing you could take this week? Just one small action to begin your own journey towards financial freedom and whatever your version of a truly rich life looks like. Maybe it's opening that high-yield savings account or setting up auto pay on one bill or figuring out one money dial. Just one thing.